Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. It's Way to Lightheart in the Prosperity Health Alliance. So excited to be with you tonight. I guess this is coming down to the last weekend of the summer, or the last week of the summer. Next week, we start fall officially. So amazing, hard to believe. Just got back from a long trip and heading on another one tomorrow. That's the Enagic way. I hope you're getting rocking and rolling for this fall as things get ready and rolling, maybe setting up a 90-day sprint. Kids are back in school. It's time to get serious and make that big push for Christmas. So today, this afternoon, wherever it is, we're going to talk about 3 simple rules for success in Enagic. And I think sometimes it's really important to realize that, you know, if you're looking at sports, you always go back to the basics. The best coaches practice the basics. If it's basketball, it's dribbling, passing, shooting. If it's football, it's running, catching, blocking, tackling. If it's hockey, it's skating, shooting, passing. All business goes back to the basics, and it's very easy in today's world to get really, really complicated. Tonight, I just want to have a little reminder about some things that you need to focus on, some really things. And what I would like you to do is get out a pen and paper and write down these things. Make a note, because I'm going to talk about a few simple rules. I'm going to talk about a couple other things, but I'm also going to share with you where people get caught, where people get lost, where people lose focus, lose track, all that sort of stuff. So let's get into it. So here's the first rule. Keep it simple. And some people say keep it simple is stupid. Some people, whatever you want to do, the KISS principle. But let's be clear about what it takes to be successful in Enagic. But the absolute bottom line, here's how it is. Your success is directly proportional, I spelled that wrong, to the number of people you and your team expose to the products and the business opportunity over time. That's it. That is it. Nothing else. The faster you move through this process, the more exposures, the more momentum you build in your business, and the easier your business becomes. So it's not just a matter, it's how many people you expose the products and the business to, and how many times you expose the products and the business. Because oftentimes people don't make a choice with Enagic in the first try or the second try or the third try. It's 5 times, 6 times, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 touches. It can be many times, but you've got to realize that that's all that matters. Without anything else, you're really not going anywhere. That's really how it boils down. Okay? So really important to understand that. Next. Rule number 2. You got to create a structure. How many hours are you going to work per week? Like, you know, this is a lifestyle business. And starting out, most of us have full-time jobs. We have families. We have other responsibilities, all that sort of stuff. The reality is this. You've got to say, I'm going to work 5 hours or 10 hours or 20 hours or 30, 40, 50, whatever it is that you're going to work. You need to set it aside and treat it absolutely as if it is the most important thing in your life. Most important thing in your life. Okay? So what that means is you need to schedule that time, and you need to make it non-negotiable. You need to treat your Enagic business like you teach or you treat your job or any other responsibility that you have. Make it non-negotiable. When you make it non-negotiable and you schedule it, it gets easy because you build routines, you create a structure, you create a pattern, and then it becomes a habit. And your life is determined by the habits that you have. Rule number 3. Follow the system. Look, I have so many people that have contacted me over the last 10 years, and they want to complicate things. They're trying to get the one person that you can't get. They're trying to get this other situation. They're trying to go after the big fish, all these sort of things. But here's what it boils down to. If you want to be successful, 25 texts per week. 25 texts per week. That's a minimum. And you want to set a minimum of 5 appointments, and that's online. It can be a 3-way, or it can be in person. But if you do this consistently, that means you're going to expose the product over the course of the year. 250, you're going to have 250 appointments over the course of the year. Believe me, you will have a very successful business. You do not need a whole lot of other stuff. Texts and appointments. That's it. That's what makes your business go. With no text, no appointments, everything else is just, it's mental stuff. It's mental. It's not real. And don't kid yourself about that. And that's what we teach in the system. 25 texts per week, 5 points. Now, keep in mind, that doesn't mean, you know, a lot of these people may not be able to respond to you this week or get back to you, and you're going to cycle over the next week. Let's say if you got 5 appointments, there's 20 people that you reached out to. You only have to add another 5 people. You're going to keep cycling through those other ones. Or maybe some of them said no, not for them, and you only had to add another 10. So, but you want to keep hitting that 25 texts per week. Set it up once a day, once a week. Hit them out, book them, and set aside those times, and tell the people the times that you have available. Okay? Now, here's the other key. The key to ultimate success is follow up with your appointments. It's likely going to take anywhere from 10 to 15 exposures for people to get to know CS. This is a major purchase for people, or it's a big major business decision. And oftentimes they're going to look at things. And when I say 10 to 15 exposures, it could be a tool, it could be a webinar, it could be a video, it could be a one-on-one meeting, it could be for coffee, it could be a water experience, you know, a trial, all these sort of things. They're going to need that many touch points in order to make an effective decision or a proactive decision. It's a big decision that people are making in this. They're making a household purchase. It's not an insignificant amount of money. It's very little to start a business. It's actually almost nothing to start a business. It's unbelievable. But if they're just a customer, and that's how most people start out, then you have to realize that you need to follow up. And the fortune's in the follow-up. And if you're not following up, boy, I can't tell you how many people that you didn't follow up with and they go buy machines. I had someone today reach out to me and said, yeah, someone had, you know, didn't follow up with them years ago, and they said they decided now that they wanted to have some. And when those people aren't in the business anymore, so guess what? They reached out to me, and we're going to get them a machine. Somebody didn't follow up. Now, you've got to spend a bit of time on developing the key skills in your business. That's inviting, that's presenting, closing, and follow-up. Now, the good news is this. Inviting is easy by texting. Presenting can be done on video. And closing, I highly recommend the 4-point close by Eric Worre. And just get in the habit of following up. Create a system for following up, whether it's a written system, a digital system, however you want to do it, but get a system for following up with your people. I can't tell you how many people leave so much money on the table and so many lost sales because they didn't follow up. And how do you do all these things? You can learn all these things with the PH Alliance training. So just complete the training. The training comes over 12 weeks and teaches you virtually everything that you need to know about the business. That's why we do this. We give it away for free to everybody in Enagic. We're happy to do that. And these are the things that we found that allows you to be successful. If you learn those skills and practice those skills, so let's say it takes you 1 or 2 years or 3 years to really get all these skills down. You're a master. You can write your ticket at that point. And more importantly, teach your team to do the same. The whole component of this business is duplication. If you can't duplicate, you will not grow your team. You'll become a great salesperson, but the real key is to teach people to do the same things that you're doing, but you have to do them first, okay? Now, let's talk about something else that's really important. I was just at a seminar this weekend, and one of my business colleagues talks about taking the time to engineer your life. It's really easy in today's world to get caught up in a lot of things that get you spinning your wheels or get you distracted. Look, and it's also easy to get too much into work and not let the other things come in your life. And I've been guilty of this, and everybody's going to go through this at a certain stage in their business. So you have to revisit this all the time as you make adjustments with your business and your life, career, relationships, all that sort of stuff. But look, not only do you plan your work time, you got to plan your study time, right? Always, all the greatest business people are always learning. The average CEO reads like 50 books a year. You got to plan your relaxation time, right? You need time off too. You got to recharge. Now that doesn't mean take the whole year off and I'll come back next year, but periodic rest periods. And this is one that's really been a challenge for me. And I'm getting some help in this because I get so excited and I don't want to stop. But relaxation time makes you recharge and come back. And every time I do that, I go, oh man, I really need to plan more relaxation time. So I'm not just saying these things like I'm perfect at all these things, but these are the things that, you know, you got to plan family time, because oftentimes we're on the road, we're traveling, especially as your business starts to grow. We may be working extra hours, so you need to make sure that you're connecting with your loved ones and making time for them, so that this is something that your family can support and get behind you, and they're not at odds because you're never home. Plan your social time. You know, sometimes when you get into business, people forget that they're always out prospecting, or they're out looking, they're out hunting. But sometimes it's just good to hang out with your friends and plan some social time. Don't even talk about the business. Don't talk about that stuff. Just go out and have fun, have an enjoyable evening. Listen to what's going on with other people, and you can find a lot of things. Next, plan your spiritual time. You know, losing your connection with your divine, you know, the universal intelligence, God, whatever you want to call that for you, is really important. And the magic is when you fill your well up and you have more to give. You don't have that. You don't want to become one of those people who make a lot of money or work all the time, does all the other things, but become spiritually bankrupt. That's no good either. So take time with your Creator. Finally, you got to work your plan. Commit to your plan. And when I mean commit to it, get that plan out, and then, you know, make it non-negotiable like we talked about. Connect with it, commit to it, make sure that you're going to do it, and then find a way to monitor your plan through external and internal accountability practices. You need to have somebody, whether that's a coach, whether that's a colleague that you're working with, or you know, someone you're doing the business with. Try and make it someone that's not your family member, or you know, that sort of thing. It's somebody that's going to monitor this. And so there's an internal accountability practice by tracking your results and how you're showing up to your business yourself, but also getting some help either from your upline or someone who's working with you, or a personal coach. I'm a big fan of coaches. And recognize that we're not all good at all these things. And there are going to be areas of the business that you're really good at and areas that you're deficient. Now, you want to bring up your deficiencies at best so you're at least competent, but you want to surround yourself with people who may have capacity inside of that stuff. So work with people who have contrasting skill sets to your own. And that means it's a good idea to maybe follow the bank training, where you can learn about different personality types so that you can see people that have contrasting skills and maybe assistance to you, and recognize that, you know, having contrast, people that are different than you, is very good for your business, because it creates balance and it allows you to do the things that you're good at and them to do the things that they're good at. And that's one of the great things that I've really tried to focus on, and that's really made a help for me, because there's some things that I'm just not that good at, and I get people who are great at it, and there's areas where I can help them. And finally, I really feel that if you're really serious about business today, in any level, but certainly with the Enagic business, you need to get coaching on some level. I have a coach I meet with every 2 weeks, and we go over a lot of different things so that I can keep that going. And anytime I don't have a coach, I notice my progress just isn't that far. And I've noticed this across the board with everybody, because it builds in that accountability. Now, here's another thing, and there's all this is a lot of heady stuff, but the magic in Enagic is in the heart of selling, the art of selling. So what is the art of selling? The art of selling is selection, and learn how to qualify your prospects, develop the skills to overcome objections, service, realize that good salesmanship helps people who need, love, and can benefit from your product by overcoming their limited buying beliefs. A lot of people say, I have trouble selling. I go, great. Do you have trouble providing service for people? And they go, no. Well, every great thing that you own in your life, every great experience you had, somebody sold that to you. You purchased it. And it was a positive experience. Now, we've all had negative experiences, but if you're coming at this from the idea of service, it never feels weird. And even if people reject you, that's okay, because you realize, hey, you know what, I'm providing this service, and it's okay if it's not the right service for them. That's okay, they can move on. And what that allows you to do, it allows you to bring compassion to the business. And that's a big thing that Mr. Oshiro talks about, is bringing the compassion, the heart-centered base, the heart of selling, the heart of sharing. So you want to share the product from the heart place. And going back to those skills, go get Eric Worre's book, watch his stuff and learn the 7 skills in GoPro. Learn them. We cover it in the Prosperity and Health Alliance. These 7 skills will allow you to build a 6-figure income, a 7-figure of income, and beyond, should you choose to. It's worth developing the skills. Okay, it takes time, but there's no other career that will give you this kind of return with this few skills. So now, mistakes. I'm going to call it avoid shiny object syndrome. Facebook fallacies. Look, I know Facebook is great. There's some people that are doing good at it, but I see a lot of people wasting a lot of time on Facebook doing things that'll never get them anywhere. Facebook is entertainment. It's not the best place to make money unless you are a skilled Facebook marketer that is building a specific funnel and you understand that and you worked it. That's really the only reason for Facebook. It's nice to make an announcements about machines or something like that, but you know, you're only convincing people who are into it. So I do believe in regular posts regularly, but don't get caught up in Facebook and thinking that your whole business is going to come from that unless you are specifically following a marketing strategy, and that's usually mostly sophisticated marketing. Big fish hunting. A lot of people get caught up looking for the big fish, and they spend all their time trying to find the big fish that's going to build their business without them. Be the big fish, and it becomes easier to find them because like hangs around like. The other thing is that I think, and a lot of people suffer this, is what I call analysis paralysis. They're trying to do every little detail perfect. They're trying to reinvent it. They're trying to go through every single thing and make sure everything is perfect and everything is dialed and all this sort of stuff. And they spend weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months trying to get everything all dialed and when I get this and when I get that and when I get the time and when I'm ready and when I have that cash and when I get to that event and when I get this thing. It's always when, down the road, when it's going to happen because they're analyzing everything as opposed to just going out and doing it. The other thing is, another thing that people start, they want to reinvent the wheel. They want to do it some other new way. They want to try some new strategy. Look, get to 6A. Load up, follow the system, get to 6A, and then start testing things. You'll learn a lot just by going through this. Pick your first year. This is a learning experience. Follow the system, learn all the stuff, and then adapt it to you after. I think another thing where people get caught up is they start focusing on tactics, tools, and what I call treadmills. They start running all around being busy and not effective. Effectiveness, 25 texts, 5 appointments, and follow up like crazy, 10 to 15 touches. You will build a world-class business. You can start out at 0 today, and if you follow that, you'll have a 6-figure income in a very short period of time. If you don't do that, you're on a treadmill. Simple as that. I call that the dance of delusion in the land of confusion. When people are caught in Facebook or social media, they're big fish hunting, they're over-analyzing, they're trying to come up with some new crazy strategy, or they're really focused on one single tactic or tool or something. The bottom line is do what works, expose this to enough people, get people on the water, and you will be successful. It's really, really that simple, and keep it simple. I want to talk to you about a very special event coming up on September 28th. It's going to be a massive Enagic convention in Las Vegas, Nevada. Fred Brown is hosting the event. All the top distributors in Enagic in North America are going to be there and speaking and sharing. They got a day with the doctors. They got Shan Stratton, got Tamia speaking. Man, it is just a jam-packed lineup. I'm going to be there. I can't wait to share the story. We're going to teach you everything that you need to know about building your business. But here's the best part about these events. When you're at these events, you get to connect with other distributors. You get to get things really, really down and experience, and you get to feel the culture of Enagic. And once you get in that vibe and you see all these people, you get social proof. And especially for new people, this is really, really important to see that there's people out there making a lot of money, doing very, very well, having a lot of success, and you can too. And by doing this, it's really, really important for your brain. I love going to events. I love seeing people, connecting with them, and I look forward to connecting with you. So that's www.buymyticketnow.com. It's in Las Vegas, September 28th to So September 30th, it's going to be an amazing event. Don't miss this event. You will be sad that you didn't. It's a big event in North America this year, and I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So really simple tonight, really clear. Just keep it simple. Follow the basics, right? Work the system and repeat. So with that, let's take your questions. So what do we got here, Kimmy? Okay. Oh, we've got Megan coming. Hey, Megan, great to see you. I look forward to seeing you there as well. By the way, you're probably going to hear a little background noise here. That's because I'm in a coffee shop, as I tend to be while I'm working. So do we have any more questions? So it's real important if you got a question. Here we go. What do we do if we are needing a speaker for an event? Well, the best thing to do is if you're hosting an event, you want to bring out someone to the event. That's you, if you can, somebody that's an upline in your group, and if not, you can go to Enagic and they have some options. So what do we got here? We don't have a 6A. Upline, not an option. Then you just need to reach out to some of the other, you've got to have an upline somewhere, Megan. If you can't buy a distributorship, if there's not an upline, they might not be right near you. But there are speakers that are available. There's lots of people at the Enagic events. You can reach out. I would suggest going online and feel the one that's right for your group and encourage them to come out to do an event. So I've done a lot of events for, okay, so your 6A is Eli and Jelena. So what I would do is reach out to Eli and Jelena, and who have a lot of experience on putting on events, and say, we'd like to put on an event. This is where it's going to be, and we need a world-class speaker for this event. Can you help us out? That's all you need to do. And there is connected to anybody in the Enagic, so just reach out and do that. Okay, any other questions? No, any questions? Okay. No, I guess we're running. Okay. So it's a quick night tonight. I want to reach out and say thank you to everybody. I hope to see you next week. We're going to do this event again next Monday night, 6 p.m. as we do each and every week, except the first week of the month, which we go to Danny D. McCauley's at 7 p.m. So for those of you that are coming out to Vegas, I look forward to seeing you. For those who are going to be on the webinar next week, I can't wait to see you there. But again, keep it simple. Don't get complicated. Do the work, follow the plan, work the plan, keep replicating it, and build your skills. You can have an amazing business. I'm your host, Wei T. Lightheart for the Prosperity and Health Alliance. Look forward to seeing you soon, and if you get a chance, buy that ticket, buymyticketnow.com. Fed's event in Las Vegas, just coming up in a couple weeks. Look forward to seeing you. Take care and have an awesome day.